Hey everybody, it's Pete here from FigLife.com, and I'm doing a video. I'm very excited because I finally found a place. I finally found a property out here in California, and it's been a really long journey coming out here. Of course, I grew figs out in Northern Virginia for a few years, and just due to life events, I left Northern Virginia and moved out here to Northern California. And it's been a really long journey coming out here. I think, I kind of had this idea that I would immediately sell my house in Northern Virginia and move into a new place in California, and then that whole process would be very quick. The reality was that it wasn't quick. I mean, I actually sold the house in Virginia fairly quickly, but for those that don't know, there was a lot of mortgage rate changes, interest rate changes, and it was very difficult to find a place to buy out here in California. So it took me almost a year, but I finally did find a place out here. I'm in Newcastle, California now, and I'm really excited because I'm kind of starting a new thing here out in Newcastle, California, and it's going to be a long process, but I think it's going to be a good setup here for me when I'm done. So I'll just kind of show folks around the place here and what my plans are for those who are interested. So I've got a few areas here that are kind of cleared of land. They're fields, and it's going to be pretty easy to plant some trees in these areas eventually. But I got a few things I need to take care of first. There's just so many things that need to be done that I'm just kind of trying to prioritize the most important things, get those going, and then eventually get to the other things that I want to do. So one of the things that I need to do, and it may not seem that important right now because there's water everywhere because it's been raining a lot here in Northern California, but one of the things that I need to do to prepare for the summer is I need to get a better water source, and the well that I have is just not real productive. So what I did is I actually had a geologist come out from the Bay Area, and he did some surveys, some geologic surveys. Basically took some soundings down into the ground, sort of like how you'd search for oil. But he was searching for water for me, and he found this spot here, spot number 10, and he said that this area here would be the best spot for a well. I'm hoping to get at least 5 gallons per minute out of this thing. Unfortunately, this area up here in the foothills is not the greatest for finding water. It's kind of hit or miss. There's a lot of granite, and you can hit pockets of water, but a lot of times you don't get anything. And so I wanted to make sure that when we dug, we got a good spot, and hopefully I can get at least 5 gallons per minute if I go ahead and do the well right here. I mean, ideally I could get maybe more like 10, but anyway, I'm gonna have to dig a well here. I'll use that for agricultural purposes, and that should give me the water that I need in order to supply all my trees, my fig trees. So here's some more field over here. They had some goats in here before, and actually I do plan to, here is the goat area. I do plan to bring some more goats in, and the main reason for that is because the back half of the property is just really thick thicket right now. It's got like a ton of blackberries. I actually cut a hole through the blackberries earlier in order to put a fence in, because the other issue here is there's no fence around most of the property. So in addition to digging the well, I gotta get the property boundaries marked. Got a surveyor coming out, and then once I get the boundary marked, I can put a fence in, and then once I put a fence in, I can get the goats to come in and start clearing out some of that brush. I mean, you can see how thick this these blackberries are here. And of course I want to take advantage of the whole property and not just let the back half of it go to waste, just being covered in blackberries like it is. So I want to get the goats in here, and got to get a fence in before I do that. So I do have a little bit of water flowing through it. Sometimes this dries up in the summer, so that's why unfortunately I can't just use this entirely for my irrigation needs. I do need to actually get another water source, so I'll be digging that well. But it's kind of neat to have a little creek running through the property. And then the other thing I'm working on is building a greenhouse. I want to have a nice greenhouse on the property, and I'm thinking kind of this area here, you know, level the land a little bit. It's already got kind of a little bit of a natural I don't know if it's natural, but an area where it's not as steep, and so maybe grading the land a little bit and then putting the greenhouse in here is kind of my thought at this point. And this is the little goat shed up here. You know, they put all the goats in this little pen. It's kind of a nice area for goats actually, because it's got a bunch of big rocks. You know, we got these granite rocks everywhere out here, and the goats can just kind of hang out on the rocks if they want to. Anyway, yeah, so I'm starting a new, you know, this is a new thing for me. I did try to take a lot of cuttings with me, but unfortunately, you know, it's just a long trip, and there was a lot of different things going on. I couldn't really pay attention to fig cuttings as much as I should or would have liked to. But anyway, for a bunch of reasons, most of those fig cuttings didn't make it. But I was able to get a lot of cuttings from different folks this past winter. Just, you know, purchasing them, and a few folks gave some to me, so that was nice. So I'm rooting some more this spring, and then hopefully this season I can get the well dug, get the fence in, get the greenhouse built. So next winter, hopefully I can use that greenhouse. That would be ideal. So, and then eventually, you know, plant some, I got plenty of room here, so plant a bunch of trees, and it should be really nice when I'm all done. But there's certainly a lot of work to do, and I'm not really even close to being on top of it at all. But it should be fun. You know, this was kind of my idea was, you know, getting out of the Navy was to move to Northern California, get a place with some land where I could, you know, do some things that I enjoy doing. And so growing fig trees is one thing that I really enjoy doing, and I'm looking forward to starting up a new business here in Northern California. And actually, I did get my business license just recently. I applied for that, and got that. So the new name of my little business here is called Pig and Fig Orchards, and I'll still be using FigLife.com to do all my sales nationwide, but the local name and the actual business name will be Pig and Fig Orchards here in Newcastle, California. So I'll just be selling through the website, and then that would be the name that would show up on like the you know, the actual sales receipt or whatever, and then folks in the local area would just know it by the local business name. You know, I got some ideas of maybe doing like eventually, once I get a full orchard set up here, is maybe doing like a U-pick sort of thing, you know, where people can come out and get some fruit and stuff in the summer and the fall. So I think it'd be a lot of fun, and you know, it's just something I really enjoy doing, and I wanted, you know, my time after the Navy to be a time where I could just kind of, you know, do something I enjoy. Of course, I still got a full-time job. I'm working for an architecture engineering firm as a project manager, and that's really been good. I did actually, it was a little bit tough. I the first job I had didn't really work out. You know, it just wasn't a good fit for me, and I kind of had to search around a little bit, and ended up getting in with another company out here, and it's been really good so far. So you know, I got lots of stuff going on, but the growing figs is really something that I enjoy, and I'm looking forward to doing that. It's going to be a long-term process. You know, it's not something like I'm just going to get something set up here in a few weeks, but you know, over the course of the next year, I think I'll make a lot of progress towards getting this property set up the way I want it to. I'll provide some updates. It won't necessarily, you know, that place I do won't really be you know, fig like showing fruit and stuff like that, because I don't have any fig trees really going right now. But I can give people updates on you know, just how the infrastructure work has come along, and so I'll do that. Again, getting the water in the greenhouse are probably going to be the two biggest things. Well, and clearing the land going to be the biggest things for now. So anyway, just wanted to give that update and let people know what was going on. Again, looking forward to working the land here and getting everything set up, and I hope everybody's been doing out there, all the other fig collectors and stuff. I do watch other people's videos. I try to keep in touch with what other folks are doing. So hope everyone's doing well, and I look forward to giving some more updates on the progress of my new farm here. Thanks.